Hey everyone, this is Hendrik from Orchestral Tools with the official screencast of the Nocturne Violin, which is the first installment to our new Soloists series where we capture artists from Berlin with their special tone and style to create really unique sounding solo instrument collections. And before we start, I really want to mention that since we started with Orchestral Tools, we always try to push orchestral sampling into new areas with innovations and new sampling approaches. And since then, we never came so close to the real thing like with the Nocturne Violin. It really is a project that came from heart with our vision to bring the most difficult instrument you can sample into a really playable patch where you can create true convincing results with all these details and expressions going on. So before we start, here is a demo I composed. And with the exception of the very last note, the whole solo violin part is played by only using one single patch. There's no key switching involved during the whole piece of music. Yeah, that's how it sounds. And to make this possible, we extended the adaptive legato concept to a maximum. We have 14 different true legato sets going on in the background. You can just see 4 of them listed here on the GUI. These are just the speeds. We recorded them in half notes, in quarter notes, in 8 notes, and the playable runs for very fast and quick passages. So the different legato speeds will be switched automatically depending on how fast you play. But of course you can also lock them with a key switch to only play a particular legato speed. Each of these 4 legato speeds offer different expression types. So we recorded normal fingered legato, they appear on medium velocity values. On very low velocity the espressivo transitions will be played. Which is absolutely great as you really can use the different legato types to enhance the expression like a real violinist would do it in live situations. And on very high velocities, the portamento legato will be activated. So this is really a multi-dimensional legato switching, which works, by the way, very intuitive. So the speeds will be switched automatically, expressions via velocity. And all of the mentioned legato performances are also available as détaché. That means as bow change variation. And you can use the sustain pedal to switch between slurred and bow change. And then we have the different vibrato performances. To get the best and purest results, we decided to not crossfade the different vibrato layers, as you always end up with phasing or any kind of ensemble impression, and it's simply not natural. And that's also an important aspect of the whole Soloist series, that we decided to record everything with only one single dynamic layer to preserve the definition and to reduce phasing to a minimum. Anyway, you are able to perform dynamic changes with a specifically designed filter system, which is on board of Capsule. And we also have long notes with their own natural dynamic changes. And the patch you see here on the screen features one sustain length only. In this case, the 1 bar length sustains. And with the Nocturne violin, we have 5 different sustain lengths captured, and all these with different expression. We recorded them not only to have more variety when switching them within a phrase, but also because it is a fact that the energy that relies in a note directly depends on the note length. Everything changes with the length, the speed of the bow, the style of the vibrato, and at least the attack. So we have them all in different single patches with and without a legato system. But of course you can also use the multi-patch to switch them in real time. The real plus of the multi-patch is that you can assign the legato transitions to any of these long notes, whether it is a sustain or a portato or a dynamic swell. You just click on the articulation and activate it, that's it. Of course, you are also able to change the legato speed mapping in the settings. In this case, we are using the quarter legato normal for slow playing, then the 8-note legato normal for medium to fast playing, and the label runs for very fast speed. And the star behind the legato means that you can switch between the slurred and the détaché transitions with a dedicated controller, which you can change in the controller table. In this case, we use the sustain pedal for it, so the sustain pedal switches between slurred and bow change legato. Now let's go through some of the different long notes. With the start of the Soloist series, we also did some extensions for the Capsule, which is our articulation player here within Contact. And one of them is really worth to be mentioned, as Dan developed a new lock mode, which really helps with so much different long notes and legatos going on. And the way how it works is that you build up your multi-patch, you press all the key switches in the way how you want to fade or switch the articulations. You can add legato or whatever you want to do to create a whole new patch which fits to your personal needs. And then you simply click on the lock button, which makes a kind of customized single patch out of your multi. The difference is whatever I press here down the key switches, it doesn't change anything, and not used samples will be purged out of RAM, by the way. And of course you can save it as a custom patch, and if you reload it, it appears in the same mode. And yeah, you see here the different articulations are listed, which you choose with your key switch decision. And to make changes or to get back in the multi-view, simply click on the lock button again. So this feature is really made for template users who simply want to have one track per patch, or if you just have an idea how you want to have your very own solo violin patch. To show you a very last highlight of the Nocturne solo violin, of course we also did trills and tremolos, but for this release we have the trills orchestrator on board, and we recorded all trills up to the fifth like we did for Symphonic Sphere a few years ago. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and also take a listen to the demos which also demonstrate the flexibility of the Nocturne violin. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.